Yeah, pull up.
All right,
Hop in.
everybody, welcome back to the 1 a.m. podcast. I'm your host, Rashad Milligan, here with my co-host, Johnny Easley, and Mo Knows. Fellas, how are you guys doing today?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
Man, I'm good, man. Out here living life, man. Feeling good. We got a championship. The energy is up in the city right now, man.
I really appreciate the tying of the do-rag in the intro. Yeah, man. Like as you guys alluded to, championship, which we're gonna get to a little bit later, with the Braves. But the thing I really wanted to start off with, it's a special day for me at the time we're recording this. And you're like, Rashad, why is it a special day? Well, I'll tell you, hypothetical viewer, it is November 7th. And November 7th is just always kind of been one of those holidays type marks for me where I always kind of look at the mark of my life. This is also, ironically, shout out to my boy McLean Baxley. This day 2 years ago, he said he tried to take his own life. He contemplated taking his own life, and he didn't do it. He's over there at the Athens Banner Herald under the USA Today Network. He was a former intern at AJC. Every month he posts like all these pictures of people he meets and these experiences and how grateful he is for them. So McLean, it's great to have you on Earth. Second thing, August.
Clap that up.
Clap that up. Another thing, November 7th is also the day in 1991 Magic Johnson came out to the world and told him that he was HIV positive. If y'all want to talk about that some more, we can after I tell my November 7th story. So my November 7th story is 2014. Mo knows it. No pun intended. more than most people. But in 2014, I was dating someone who was like my kind of constructed in a factory, which I felt like for me or something like that, because like she like the same niche, like specific underground artists I liked and everything, went to the same church, all that good stuff. And so as Mo starts up his laptop. And so she was, we were dating and whatnot. It was starting to slow up or whatever at the end. And then November 7th, I think she called me up, right? And she was like, yo, it ain't working, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. I got dumped for the first time in my life. I was 19 years old. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to feel. First question I had was, when am I going to get my shirt back? And then she was like, is that your first question? Really? And I was like, I mean, you just dumped me. What am I supposed to say? So I went around, called up all my homeboys, called Trey Warren, called Mo and stuff like that. And everybody's just like, wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Man, I get like really sad eventually. It hits me because it didn't hit me at first. It was just shock. Really hits me. And, so I just ended up going into bed and I cried and I fell asleep. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, the Hawks game is on. So I'm watching the end of the Hawks game. They're playing the Charlotte Hornets. And, so I think, Marvin Williams hit like no, not Marvin Williams. It was a pretty close game, 15 seconds left. Charlotte gets the ball at the top of the key. It's Lance Stephenson. This is the 1 year Lance Stephenson was brought to a different team to be the franchise player. He just came from the Indiana Pacers, where he was like the second best player behind Paul George. And everybody's like, Lance Stephenson, if he gets his own team, he could be that guy. So that's what Charlotte tried to do in 2014. Didn't necessarily work. Anyways, Lance Stephenson gets the ball top of the key, in and out on the Hawks. Pull up at the top of the key for a three. He banks it in. A bank shot three-pointer at the buzzer to beat the Hawks. I turn off my TV, roll around on the other side of the bed, and I proceed to go back to crying and going to sleep. And then the next morning, I woke up and I tweeted. You can go on my Twitter and scroll all the way to 2014, November 8th, if you feel like doing that. But I tweeted, I was like, take some wins, take some losses. It was something like that. I forgot what it was. But that is my November 7th story. I always use that to see at what point, because I was like, one of the worst days and experiences, most traumatic experiences of my young life. So I always look at November 7th to see where I am as a benchmark in life. Right now, 7 years later, I'm doing amazing, doing probably better than I ever have before. Careers flourishing, channels flourishing. You guys see it. You guys know what it is. Speaking of, if you're new to the channel, this is the road to 2K subs. That is my November 7th story. Fellas, is there any significance of November 7th to you all?
Yeah, today's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday to Mo's dad. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Like, man, get to see another year on Earth. Go ahead, Jelani.
Today is my my late grandmother's birthday. Rest in peace to her.
That's
Oh, wow.
crazy.
Clap it up.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
grandma.
peace to
Rest
her.
in peace, grandma. Happy
And then my
heavenly
birthday
birthday.
in 2 weeks. That has nothing to do with today, but 2 weeks from today, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Kind of,
sir. Clap it
you
up.
know what I mean?
Clap it up. Clap it up. Yeah. In advance. In advance. We speaking in advance. You won't see that
exactly.
birthday.
Right.
But man,
Hey, that story was sadder than I was expecting.
yeah. It was pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. It's more to it. But you know, like with Dean's List, I don't know. I don't want to go into detail about what that is, but it was released on 7/28, and it was supposed to be released on 7/11 to flip around 11/7. So that was the original plan. But 7/28, 28 divided by 7 was 4, and it still had like some deeper meaning to it to the release date. But the original plan was 7/11 for that exact thing. And I released I did a thing over Beyonce 7/11 to like tease it or whatever a couple months prior. I ended up deleting it when we pushed back the date. But yeah, so yeah, November 7th, man, big day for me.
Was it pushed back because of Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salute to Kyle. Salute to Kyle. Shout out Kyle Bryson, man. But I guess, you know, just keeping it moving and stuff like that. Any thoughts on Magic Johnson's November 7th? You talk about 1991 and he's still out here healthier than ever. It's 30 years. Wow. 30 years away from the 90s. That's kind of insane to think about. But yeah, 30 years. Any thoughts on Magic Johnson?
I mean, I'm happy he's still alive. You know, I think that announcement helped. Obviously, he wasn't alive, so I can't sit up here and like, you know what I mean. But from what I've been told prior to that, he kind of helped like destigmatize HIV/AIDS because people before then, a lot of people thought that only way you could get it is if you were gay or if you were like a drug addict using like random needles or something like that. So yeah, I'm just happy he's alive. You know, that's really mainly it.
So, do y'all believe he really got it?
Oh, third eye is open.
Nah, I
I have
believe
thought
so.
about that before though. I
Yeah,
definitely have
yeah.
thought about that before.
Yeah. It's definitely one of conspiracies that you think about because you know one of the stigmas with HIV is like once you test positive for it, you're you know, you lose a bunch of weight, you get really skinny, and like Magic obviously didn't. He did the exact opposite. So I can see where the conspiracy theories come in, but yeah, I believe he
And
has it.
I mean, you know, and then I'll just say, like at the time of that time, and then also, you know, with the Jordan situation, you know, both of those are two like highly debated conspiracies, you know, and it's like I could see the NBA at that time not wanting to lose their biggest stars because they're still a growing and developing league. So it's like losing somebody like Magic Johnson, like because of, you know, like I don't know, they said it was like possibly like he got into some mess. And then so just, you know, we're like, hey, we're just gonna have you retire here. But I could see that. But I just think it's crazy. I think the whole situation with Magic is just it's so bizarre. It's like he takes these yearly trips to Europe. Everybody just act like it's normal. You know, it's like I don't know. I'm just waiting for like an interviewer just to be like, "Yo, so do you got it or not?" Like,
Have
I
you
don't think
seen
nobody.
his old interview with ABC News from like 1992?
Nah.
It
He's
is
talking
the
about like how he's
craziest thing.
wilding
You
and all
gotta
that.
watch it. It's the
Yeah,
craziest.
all that.
Like he's like, yeah. I mean, I just love women. You know, I love the experience. Ha 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 ha. And then like so like the reporter's asking him the most personal questions, and Magic's just answering it on national TV. He's like, so have you ever had like multiple women at one time? He's like, of course. And then he's like, what's the most? I think he said like, what did he say, Jelani? He said something like crazy, right? He said like 7, 8, and he is like, yeah, like 14 every week or something like that. At least 14 different women every week, on the road and stuff in the NBA. It was like, I was just like, bro, how did this? And why is this just now going resurfacing on the internet now? Like it did it during a random time during the pandemic, like when everybody was in the house. Like that's when it resurfaced on like Twitter and stuff.
And then the fact that he was married the whole time.
Yeah.
I think that's the craziest part to me. Like when I did the research, and then I was like, when did he meet his wife? oh, in the 80s. Like, oh, dang. Like, it's like this man. And then, as you said, like, I knew he was open about his wilding. So I guess they maybe got an open relationship, or, he's a high value man. So, when you a high value man, there's only one of you, so your woman, you got to respect that.
Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade.
What Dwayne Wade do?
Oh man.
I don't want to get too much into it, but him and Gabrielle have taken a couple breaks because Wade reportedly or allegedly have stepped out and done some things that Gabby wasn't exactly excited about.
He
Did he have a baby on her?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they have the conspiracies about LeBron over here in Atlanta. I don't want to get too deep into the, well, let's do it. This is the 1 a.m. podcast. I'm
about to say, like, if any podcast would do it.
Right. We already talked about the Drake conspiracies. We are there. Like Ye said. If they would have got me, they would have got me already for saying George Bush doesn't care about life. But it's the I want to talk about that too, by the way.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna bring that.
There's an entire thing about LeBron has a hidden kid in Gwinnett, or whatever, that was kind of allegedly had by kind of one particular person who he might have met in Miami, who now lives in the Atlanta area and stuff like that. And that's kind of like his one thing that's kind of like marking his career. But, it's the thing that he keeps on the low. So how do you guys think that LeBron really has a hidden kid in Gwinnett?
No, but you gotta, from the perspective of, let's say you married to an NBA player, like, especially like now, obviously social media is more like it's almost like a surveillance state where you can't really hide from nothing or dip off or anything like that. But like, and we talking about Magic Johnson, the era where he played, it wasn't no TMZ. It wasn't people following you with camera phones everywhere. You could wild out if you go in. Let's say you have a Tuesday night game in Milwaukee, and there's some groupies or some, like, who is really stopping you from your wife not there? There's no cameras. Your teammates not telling on you.
Dennis Rodman going to Vegas in the middle of the season.
That can never happen now. Like that would never happen. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan playing at a casino during the finals. Like it was just a different era with certain stuff. And LeBron, he came in the league during like the last of that era, like right before iPhone started coming out and things like that. So I'm sure he's done some wild in his career behind the scenes, but I ain't gonna go as far as saying he has a whole secret kid. Like that's kind of, I'd have to see more evidence than that.
Yeah. He say, she say on that one. I can't really I won't really indulge in that because it's just like, that's just so crazy. Like, like I'll have to see the kid. If he looked like Bronny or something, then we could then we could have more of the discussion. But one conspiracy theory that I didn't came up with on my own, I ain't gonna cap. I think LeBron probably hit like Rihanna, bro. You ever seen the way she be at the games looking at him? Bro, I ain't like it's a borderline disrespectful with his wife in the same building. Like, but
well, what about Beyonce? It's that meme of him and Beyonce. What about Beyonce?
Man, I don't know. I feel like, because I don't know if Jay would allow that for them to still be cool. Like
they've been cool since Bron was in high school.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like it could be like just one of those relationships, like, because he's always been cool with Jay, he just got a good relationship with Beyonce. But I mean, she be looking at him kind of crazy too. But like Rihanna wear his whole jersey, be over there screaming like she the side chick for real.
You ain't see when you remember after 2016 finals, she put that picture on Instagram where she had the 23 painted on her stomach. You remember that?
What? I remember when she had the when it was one of the games where she was like, what did she say? She was like, "It's the king. What you thought it was," or something like that. Hold on, let me put it in.
Rihanna 23 stomach. It'll pop right up. She posted on Instagram. It was like right after they.
Yeah, this is wild. This is wild. First of all, because this thing popped up. It said, like, I put in Rihanna 23, and the first thing that came up was on stomach. And I was like, all right, that's wild. Wow. Hold on, let me see the caption. Mood. Okay. Dior, LeBron James. She tagged LeBron. Oh, that's kind of wild. That's kind of bold. Dang, Rihanna. Hi, Rihanna. Man. Yeah, but
I
hey,
will say,
look, Mo.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, right, like yeah, I would say like especially I remember the 23 on the stomach, and I was like, okay, like it's like you got like this man don't have a whole wife.
Yo. Yeah. This is pretty crazy. What are you about to say, Jelani?
and she tell you that she was a savage. She let you know. She said, "Listen, this is what I do." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rihanna, she the type that probably don't give a fuck. And honestly, if there was one woman I'd ruin my family over, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you only live once. I'm not excusing adultery or anything like that, but
I mean, let's be real. Like Savannah, like I'm 95% sure LeBron cheated on Savannah. And it's like, Savannah is 9 times out of 10 aware of this. Like, and if you're gonna do it, at least do it with somebody lit. You know, at least he ain't out here like Drake just, effing fans. It's like Rihanna's like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with somebody like that. Or like imagine when he went to the Olympic Village. I bet that boy was out there wilding.
No comment. I had no comment. No
when he
comment.
was younger, probably because what was the last Olympics he did? 2012.
Yeah.
He did. He wasn't on 16?
Nah, he wasn't on 16.
Oh, yeah, 2012 then. Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, man. Listen, shout out to all the married NBA players. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rihanna. Promoting Black love, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, black men don't cheat, man. Black men don't cheat. So, but I guess just moving on, we're talking about that. First things, let's talk about something happy first. We started off with two kind of dark things. Let's talk about something a little happier. Braves parade, Braves championship this week. Just how was y'all feeling, and what did y'all get into, if y'all got into anything in regards to celebrations?
I had to work, so I didn't really get to do too much as far as like outside, but I didn't even really have to. I still was able to enjoy the moment. It was just, I don't know. It was surreal. I didn't really accept that, like, I didn't allow myself to even get in that position where I told myself we're going to win it until it actually happened. Even when it was up, they started off like 5-0 in that last game, game 6. And even then I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna believe it till the last out. I just kept looking, like the next day, I kept looking at the pictures and videos, like of the celebrations and all that, like a parent looking at pictures of their kids. Like, I don't know, it was real dope just to see a team not blow it. It also just made me more upset that the Falcons did what they did, but we'll just stay positive right now. Shout out to the Braves.
Nah, like I had to work too. But I had turned it on the TVs at the restaurant. And it was dope to watch, man. It was just like, dang, like it was surreal. Like I ain't gonna cap though. Like going into the playoffs, like, well, really once we like watching that last out when we struck out Yelich, Christian Yelich, and caught him looking on the last strikeout, and it's like I was like, I think we could do this, bro. Cause I saw how the Dodgers were playing, and I felt like the Dodgers, they had to fight back in their series. I really just didn't think they were as good as they were previous years. And then just once we got into that Dodgers series and I saw the way we was hitting, I was really like, yo, we about to go to the World Series. And I was kind of talking into existence. I was telling everybody at my job, everybody talking about, this Atlanta curse, whatever. But I ain't never believe in none of that. 'Cause I was like, man, if somebody gonna believe in them, I'm gonna do it. 'Cause I can't be like the rest of the city right now, 'cause that's what's holding us back. But man, it was dope to watch, man. It was like seeing the parade and everything. And then shoot, I work in a restaurant downtown. So like once the parade started making its way up to Cobb, bruh, the restaurant got packed. It was like a bunch of people just started making their way in. So it was lit for me. I ain't gonna cap.
For sure. I mean, it pretty much same for me as with y'all. I did go to Battery for game 5 and excuse me, and they did blow it that game. They literally the exact scenario that Jelani said. It went up grand slam 4-0 and you're like, oh, and they blew it. And you're like, they're gonna blow the 3-1 lead. Here we go. Game 6 and on the road in Houston, and people are saying the Braves haven't lost back-to-back games all postseason. They haven't, so and so. And I'm just like, man, but this is Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, Mo. I was one of those people. It is what it is. I ain't gonna lie about it. But I mean, I was so proud about to see them win, especially Dansby, man. I was so proud of him, to hit a home run in the game clincher, and I mean in the series clincher, and then to throw out the last out. He did it in the NLCS and he did it in the World Series, and to have a hometown kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just a hometown kid, someone you went to school with. You seen this dude when he was 13, 14 years old. To see him be the one to do it, it's like you kind of watch the dream scenario happen right in front of your very eyes. So I was just so excited, and of course, there's a balance in that of being excited and then also kind of having the strained relationship with the franchise. I feel like that they have with the Black community in Atlanta. But excuse me, all in all, I'm still excited, and I'm proud of Dansby and Ron Washington and Eric Young.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they can re-sign Freddie. I don't know if real. The only reason why I'm saying why they might not be able to, and it's not even because of money. It's just a thing of, I don't know if y'all know about like Acuna and Albies contracts, but they got them for like pennies on a dollar. Like if you look at how much they cost, I think it would just look crazy. Freddie Freeman not going nowhere for no less than like 30 a year. I can't see at least, I mean, he'd get between 30 and 35. It would look crazy if he got like 35 and Acuna. I think he might be making like, I mean, obviously it's a lot of money relative to normal people, but he's making like somewhere between like $7 to $12 million a year. When healthy, he's like a top like a top 10 to 15 player in baseball.
Top 5.
Yeah, exactly. I was being
top
modest.
5 player in baseball. He's getting $100 million for 10 years. And for reference, Mike Trout, who most would consider going into this year, that's the best player, is getting $400 million.
Right. They got him for nothing. So that's the only reason why I'm saying they might not, just because it might look a little bit crazy if they did that. But at the same time, I can't. If you let them walk at this point, it would just look crazy. So they got to figure that one out.
Got to do it for the image of the city and the fans.
Because what like Matt Ryan's about to retire probably within like the next 2 years at the most. Who else? Who we got Trae Young. And then Freddie, as far as like the main
Martinez.
Who?
Martinez.
Oh yeah. My fault. Yeah. Him too. But yeah, those like the main stars.
I mean, but Freddie, like you were saying, Freddie's been in the organization since 2007.
Right.
He's kind of like the only OG. Him and Matt Ryan, those are the two only OGs in Atlanta sports. Go ahead, Mo.
I was just gonna say, yeah, and just he deserves to stay on the team because I feel like he's like this generation Chipper Jones, but like honestly, I mean, would I say better? I think, Chipper was bigger culturally, but honestly, I just feel Freddie might be a better baseball player.
He might overall be.
I mean, but he's not the best player on the team.
But the thing is, like, Acuna, technically, yeah, if you want to say that, then yeah, he's not the, you know what I mean? But it's like Acuna is, what you say, like half a notch better than him, just because he's more athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't that much of a difference. They both two, like, as far as hitters, they're probably both two top 10 to 15 hitters in the league. Like,
yeah. Well, Acuna's just more exciting.
Yeah, exactly. They in a great spot. Like I could see them running it back. I don't know how many of those guys that got traded for mid-season are still going to be here. Like I don't know if Jock or Jorge and all those guys are still going to be here. But from a talent standpoint, you got Soroka coming back next year. You got Acuna coming back. Like they could be in position to run it back.
That was kind of the plan. Like they were so young, all those dudes. That's another thing. Like Dansby was talking about it on the podium. He's like, all those hot summers in Jackson, Mississippi. It's kind of crazy to think, like, Albies and Austin Riley and, like he said, the pitcher, like they all came up together at the same time. They're all in that 22 to 27 range. And I mean, that was kind of the plan for them to be young and to dominate. I think people kind of flushed that down the drain for this year when Acuna and got hurt and Azonia got arrested. But um, like Freddie Freeman called it, it was probably the greatest trade deadline in the history of baseball, and it makes sense because it's like you gave a team with no chance uh, a chance to win the World Series, and they did it. I don't know any other kind of trade deadline moves because there was no blockbuster trade or anything. It was just kind of getting the most you can for straws and pennies.
Right.
The only time that really like jumps like in my brain, I'm sure it's not the only other time, but the main other time where something like that happened was I remember the '09 Yankees. They got I want to say they got no, I'm wrong. No, those was free agency. So yeah, never mind.
Are you talking about Teixeira?
I was saying they got Teixeira and CC Sabathia, but I think they signed both of them. I don't think it was they didn't trade for them.
CC wasn't a trade from Cleveland. That wasn't a trade.
Nah, because he got traded to the Brewers like midway through a season in '08, and they signed. Yeah. So yeah, like you said, it's probably is the greatest trade deadline we've ever seen.
Because they had no chance of winning. Like you think about the other trade deadlines and stuff like that, like I mean, because most people who win championships, like they were kind of expected to. Like, of course, you have the outliers of the Royals and the Nationals, but other than that, like people are kind of expected to win the World Series and stuff like that going into the season. So this was a team that was expected to be a contender, but after what happened to them in the middle of the season, they had no chance. And the fact that they won it is, I think that because of those moves, I think that makes it the greatest. Which is crazy to think about, but yeah. Is there anything else for the Braves? But before we move on, I guess. Oh, I saw Logan Marshall at the parade, Jelani.
Oh, word?
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. Wait, where did you go? Did you go to the Atlanta parade?
I went downtown. Yeah, I went downtown because that's where we work and stuff. So, just Ubered out there, and we got some stuff for work, and that we're working on right now. But yeah, I ran into Logan. And first thing I asked him, I was like, y'all going to re-release Marietta? We about it now? And then he was like, what did he say? He said, yeah, we're working on it with the production crew and and the streaming services. But he said they might do something for the 10-year anniversary next year. Unfortunately, I think 2012 is definitely by far the most successful class that we had at our time at Marietta.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to quantify that because I mean, yeah, I guess so.
They got the main star. The first stock market youngest person that's getting a Disney movie made about her right now.
Yes,
Jordan Sutherland, world-renowned professional dunker. Dansby, the star, as you said, and then Jalen, because that's what Logan reminded me of. Jalen used to play for the Ravens.
He did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to them, man.
but yeah, is there anything else on the Braves? You look like you wanted to say something, Mo.
Oh nah. I'm gonna say we got Jennings winning.
Yeah. We got a SEC starting quarterback.
And that's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, and it kind of just stops there. But
I'm sure we got people doing shit behind the scenes. I didn't early, my fault. I'm sure we got people doing stuff behind the scenes as far as like, taking care of their family and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, like we're success, like relative success. Success is all relative. We're success in like being successful parents and having jobs.
Truck driver.
Yeah, not being homeless. I think we're successful in being that. There's nothing wrong with being homeless, by the way. I shouldn't have said that. But I feel like we're managing well in life. Go ahead, Mo.
I was just gonna say, I mean, like, I guess there's nothing wrong with being homeless, but
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. We're trying to say managing well in life. That's what we're trying to managing well in life.
I think people be too young to be homeless at this age. I feel like, but it's like you never know people's circumstances. But like, I be feeling like sometimes people they don't look for every opportunity. Just like there's so many jobs out there right now, just like available. Like you go to Wendy's and make freaking like $12 an hour right now, but people be letting they pride get in the way. They be like, I ain't for working no fast food place, and then now you sitting on the street.
That's facts.
You know, so that but you know, that doesn't describe everybody's situation and circumstance, so you don't know what people be going through. But I be feeling like, man, it's, you know, at this age, at 26, 27, like it's some options out there, you know.
I think
But
also the kind of the culture that we grew up in the past couple of years in social media of looking down on 9 to 5s. Like you said, your pride, like you want to say, I don't do the 9 to 5. That ain't me. Like you want to do that so much, you broke. And you know, you keep,
exactly.
you know, pushing to be like, it ain't always gonna be like this. But bro, in the meantime, like you can get a job and still do your, you know, side hustle.
Who's the white girl that went to Marietta after we graduated? The social media star. Oh yeah, she got mentioned by Cardi on a Tyler Creator album.
So like Vicky?
Hey man, that's an achievement, I guess. You know.
But who would you like? I think about this all the time. I think about this probably once a month of like who's the most lit like in our time. Well, I mean, obviously Dansby. He's a world series champ.
We're gonna end up making this another Marietta episode.
I know. I just wanted to, but these are like people that people know. People know who Wo Vicky is. People know who Dansby is.
I don't know. Was she there when we was there? I don't remember.
She was 2015, so she was there like right when we left.
Oh, I swear I didn't remember her when I was there.
No, I don't remember her at all either. Yeah. Mo was the first one to tell me about her. He's like, "You ever seen this girl on Instagram? She went to Marietta." I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Justin had told me about it.
Oh, that's Justin. Yeah, Justin, mad young. Yeah, that's Justin time. Yeah, Justin, a baby. But, you know, De'Erica is up there. Like, what someone reminded me about last night. They were like, "Yeah, you went to high school with De'Erica, right?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I did. Yeah." De'Erica's up there, and yeah, I mean, it's a lot of. We went to school with a lot of famous people, man.
I be forgetting De'Erica went because she
transferred.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'll never forget when she came back her senior year with her boyfriend, and like they were both like, you know, dumb tall. He like 6'10", she like 6'6" or whatever, how tall she was. And I remember I was right behind them in line for the talent show. And like De'Erica, bro, she was so tall, bro. It's like her butt was like right here. Like right. I was so, yeah, it was just so, I was like, dang, this girl is tall as heck. But yeah.
You remember when we left the Final Four and at Georgia Tech, you know, North Cobb was in it, and then we were behind where were we? We were behind Alvin Kamara and Diamond DeShields walking back to the car.
And yeah, I do remember that.
And you were like, bro, that's Diamond DeShields, bro. Like, she like 5 basketball, bro. She like #1 player in the state. I was like, oh snap, for real? And then I was like, oh, it's not. You know, you could see Kamara because they both wearing their Letterman jackets, so you know they got their last names on it. It's just kind of crazy to think like you never know who's going to be who.
Norcross was such a lit school at that time.
I was about to say they won state in
football and basketball.
Football and basketball senior year.
And I think they won like in 2011 they won state in boys and girls basketball. Like, so yeah, that's why I remember seeing, like, that was the year De'Erica went there.
De'Erica won because she transferred. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. So we're going to stick with sports.
I guess we can get into the sad thing that I wanted to lead off with.
Okay.
Travis Scott, Astroworld. At least 8 people confirmed dead, over 100 injuries. You know, you see that there's a lot of stuff out there right now. One guy might have been allegedly going around stabbing people with a needle with drugs. It was overcrowded. They oversold tickets, and then more people on top of that broke in. A lot of stampedes and stuff like that, trampling over people who fell down on the ground. I guess just you know, and there's also clips of people trying to climb up on stage, climbing up to cameramen and telling them to stop the show. They wouldn't stop the show. Travis Scott, he said, "Hold on, are we good? What's going on?" And then he said, "What's going on over there?" at another point of the show. But he continued the show on both occasions. And it was another time where he was just kind of looking at the people who were passing out while he was still singing. So I guess with all that being said, what is you guys' initial reaction to Astroworld Catastrophe 2021?
Obviously, rest in peace to the victims that passed away. I was just reading, they had released the ages of a lot of the victims. Most of them were in their 20s, but they said like one of them was like a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? I can't imagine. I can't imagine like sending your kid to a concert and them not making it home because of something like that. It's unfortunate that it happened, but if you, is when you look at how his shows are, like obviously it's other artists that have like mosh pits and things like that at their shows, but something unfortunate was kind of bound to happen. The only reason why I'm not putting like all the blame on him, like because I just think that's kind of unfair a little bit. Like it's a lot of factors that go into this as far as lack of security and things of that nature. Also, I think people got to understand, like from you looking at Travis from your point of view, you videotaping him, and he looks clear to you from where you're standing at. He's looking into a crowd of like 50,000 people. All of them it's dark. I know people got their camera phones and stuff like that, but it's not, he can't literally look out and see everything that's happening in the crowd. I'm not, like, I'm sure that I think he has people pass out at his shows and things like that all the time. So in his mind, he's not thinking like, yo, 8 people are dying right now. I don't think he's that much of a jerk that he would, if he really knew that was going on, he would just keep going. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was just a combination of a lot of bad things. The concert organizers, him not handling it probably as good as he should have. Lack of trained medical people, lack of medical resources. It was just a really bad mixture of things. You know, it was unfortunate.
Yeah, but the videos are crazy. Just like, cause just the fact that I saw the initial video of like Drake and Travis performing, and it's like, yeah, Drake performing Sicko Mode, or and Knife Talk, and so I'm like, okay, lit, Actual World, that's lit. And then the next day, you see the other side, and you see people passing out. You see the cop car, the ambulance and stuff, and then you hear them performing that same performance that you were just watching, and you see like, yeah, spoiler alert, this person died, blah blah blah. And it's like, it was so weird, bro. It was like, it's like I saw this one person said it felt like real demonic, and like hearing what happened, seeing the videos, and then hearing about how the merch was see you on the other side, like, it's also weird, It's just like, it gives me a weird vibe, Like, I ain't gonna say, this was, Satan coming up, but I don't know. It was just weird. As I said, like, yeah, you throw see you on the other side on the screen, and then this is the results of that, of what happened after that, But I mean, it's all, it's coincidental until proven otherwise, I guess. But yeah, it's just a weird situation, man. It's yeah, I don't know. It made me definitely think I ain't going to no festivals. Y'all out here just injecting people, like, that's wild. Like, yeah, man.
No, that junk was definitely crazy. Like I saw the Drake video that you're talking about. When he brought out Drake and Knife Talk came on, like, he's like, all right, let's do something to get y'all lit. And like, and Drake came out and he doing his thing, and then he do the dap up, and then he hugged them really tight, and then they pan out to the crowd and people was like passing out, ambulance and everything. And it's just like, bro, like, ain't nobody noticing what's going on. And Drake just performing, bro. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is supposed to be a lit moment. Like, he got the biggest artist in the game right now performing like mega hits. And like, I don't know. And it's just really sad because people were dying, bro. And it's like they didn't care. I don't know. It was weird.
Is it safe to say to stop bringing Drake out to festivals?
Oh, stop it.
I mean,
Oh.
Black record ain't looking too good right now.
He got booed at
Flog Nah.
Yeah, Flog Nah. People died yesterday. Yeah.
Well, no, he brought, who brought him out? I think Did he bring out Future or did Future bring out him? I think Future brought him out in London, like right when they started doing concerts again, like in
Mhm.
September, and he did Too Sexy. Nothing happened there, but other than that, it's not looking too good. Bringing out Drake at festivals. Oh
Yeah.
man,
So
dang Drake.
they'll
Go
probably
ahead.
never have Astro World again. I just trying to figure out like I don't know. I don't know where Travis goes from here. Like he still has his fan base. People are gonna want to listen to his music, but when your brand is based so much off of, like you said, like raging, turning up, and all that, like how do you keep doing shows going forward without having that thought in the back of your mind? You know what I mean? Like you can't. I just wonder how he is going to try to keep his career going at this.
I wonder how like everybody, like, a person like a Sheck West, people who, they kind of whole thing is like come to our shows. Like the reason why I have the best shows, because I used to hear all the time Travis had the best shows, but it's because of that energy. So it's like now, like with all of those type of turn up artists, like how do they do this? Because once Travis comes back out, is it gonna be like I want y'all to go crazy, but everybody got to be good. You know what I'm saying? We got to be safe. So does he say that between like every song? Is everybody good? Are we safe? I'm not starting until we say like I don't know.
I
But that's
mean,
what I would think he would do. Go ahead, Mo.
personally, I feel like, I mean, I really don't think this is like, as far as the Astro World Festival, I think this is going to affect that moving forward. But his actual shows, like, I don't, I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna look at this as an outlier, like because just as you said, with like tickets being oversold, barricades being able to push through, that those are festival issues.
And
Like if you're in a
someone injecting people with drugs.
yeah, yeah, that part, that's a new thing that everybody's gonna have to be aware of now. Like so I'll say that part is like a concern, but I think like if you're in a venue in like an actual venue as opposed to outdoor venue, because Travis is an arena performer, so it's like if he performs in arena, he's not gonna really have these issues, because one, more security. Two, like, yeah, you can't just like if he'll perform it at State Farm Arena, you won't be able to just bust through the barricade. If we oversold, there's no overselling of tickets. If when we're sold out, we're sold out. So, um, so yeah, I definitely think just for regular shows, but as far as like how is he going to move forward with Astro World, and because they said this was an issue that happened a couple years ago in 2019, that it was a lot of like it wasn't all the deaths and stuff, but it was like a lot of trampling, just like madness, and so they tried to improve from it, but clearly it's going to need to be more improvements, but I do think it's like, yeah, I'm curious on how everybody finna move now. It's like, cause I'm like, man, I don't know, that injecting part really is this thing that just got me. I'm like, bro, I don't want to go to nothing now. I was already thinking like, I saw, I don't know if we spoke about this, like the video. It was like down on Edgewood. This was like a couple months ago, and like it was on like ATL Scoop, and then one of the dudes, like the dude, like had it looked like an AR in like a bag, and he's sitting there like he pulled the AR out of his bag, and his homeboy like grabbing him, and then it's like all these people. It was like the dude recording had a snake, and he was telling the girl like, "Give me back my snake, give me back my snake." I don't know if y'all seen it, but yeah, it's like the dude got an AR in a dumb crowded like Edgewood area, and like probably like 1 o'clock in the morning, and nobody noticed that he got this AR except for his homeboy, and then the dude recording pretty much, and I'm like, I'm used to like we see gun, everybody just running this person, but it's like this man pulled out a whole AR about to air the whole thing out, and it's like what the damage that could have been caused if his friend wasn't there, and those are like the risk that I'm starting to think, man, I'm getting too old for this. Like I don't need to be in the mix like that. Like, and that's how I'm feeling about like these festivals and stuff like that. I'm like, y'all doing too much out here, you know?
I think a lot of it is like public, kind of public just losing their minds because of the pandemic. I think that's what I think folks just like, you know, it's always been crazy. It's always been crazy people in public. Don't get it twisted. I just think that the pandemic just made it like people going out like they don't have any type of house training. And it's like that, you know, with the NBA, you know, last year with the playoffs, with the whole Kyrie situation going to the locker room, Russell Westbrook going to the locker room. You know, fans are throwing water bottles, popcorn, water on their heads, you know. They spit on Trey Young in New York. Like, this is a problem that we've seen everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I think that could be definitely inciting thing to these kids just acting crazy.
And you know, I think part of it also is with like social media and stuff. Like you're seeing all the, like, you know, it's too many times we're seeing actions, but we're not seeing the consequences of those actions. Like the results of those actions, rather. You know, it's like people are doing stuff and it's like it all seems cool and fun and blah blah blah, as if, you know, there's no real consequence to anything out here, you know. It's like that's why people like, I don't know, like with what's his name, 6ix9ine. You know, it's like him and the trolling and all that. It's like I don't really care, like, you know, the whole snitching thing, whatever. But you know, the trolling part, what one of the things that really made me like not like him and irritated me about him, because I'm like, you're making it. It's like you have a highly qualified security team around you. You've had this team, and it's just like even before all the BS. And it's like you out here acting like you untouchable, which is making kids think I can be out here thinking I'm just untouchable. You know, like, yeah, these gangster dudes ain't really as tough as they seem. Blah blah blah, and you're gonna mess with the wrong one. And it's like, bro, people really get killed, you know, and it's like it's really unfortunate, you know. So and that's the thing, is just people be thinking out here, it's just like, as I said, they don't see the consequences of these things, they don't see the results of these things, so they're just like, like, I don't know, like I'll never forget, I had one friend, this was years ago, like a few years ago, but it was like we're talking about like lean, and, you know, this is like after ASAP Yams had already passed, you know, like we didn't heard about, you know, Lil Wayne and Rick Ross, you know, going into these seizures and all the different stuff. And I had a friend, like, you know, we're talking about lean. He was like a couple years younger than me. He goes, yeah, like, I mean, it's not like you can OD on lean, right? And it's like, wait, what? You know, and I'm just like, what, bro? Like, and I was like, bro, and that's just crazy. It's like just the fact that we're having a conversation about it. You're talking about wanting to take it and use it, but not actually doing any of the research into it and not seeing, like, because everything just seems like, oh, there's no consequences to any of this stuff. Oh, if I pop a perky, yeah, just for the fun. Now you have an addiction, you know? Like Dirk talks about that in his music, you know? Like I can't remember what song it was, but he was like, I just popped a pill just to like chill. Now like I'm addicted to something like that, you know? But yeah, it's crazy out here, man.
Side note, I just got a text while Mo was talking about the how crazy it is outside nowadays. And someone brought up a very good point to me. They said the Kardashian curse just hit Travis.
I ain't gonna put 8 people dying on the Kardashians. Like,
man, they almost killed Lamar Odom.
Crack almost killed Lamar Odom.
Lamar said he didn't do no drugs that day. I believe Lamar. I'm right.
He said he didn't do any drugs that day?
He said he didn't do any drugs that day.
Hey, man.
And I feel like he has no reason to lie, because, you know, like,
he knows his body.
Like, that's what I'm saying. If he's been open about every single else thing he's done in his life, he has no reason to lie about that day. But he said, I promise you I didn't do any drugs that day.
So what happened to him? Did he have, like, was he on like Viagra or something like that? Like,
Nah, I think they just slipped him a drink, and, you know, he took it, and he said he can't remember anything else after that. Yeah.
Oh man, they roofied my boy. Yeah.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
know that.
Hey, I mean, he shouldn't have been in the what was that, the cat house or whatever?
Just at the cat house.
Nah, for real, that's what they call it, something like that, bro. They
You remember that show?
What you say?
You remember that show?
Yeah, I was just about to I was like, bro, like I ain't gonna cap. I just seen the show. You did not need to be in there.
Listen, now I ain't going front. it was a couple girls at the guy house from that show that I remember that was straight. Like they was, you know what I mean? I feel like you better off buying if you are gonna pay for sex. I feel like you are better off paying at like an actual brothel than it's like some streetwalker. You know what I mean? Or but you have to say, you're an NBA player. Like you can just go to the club, get a section, pop some bottles, and the girl's gonna come to you. Like you ain't even really gotta do all that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's crazy to me. Like, you know, it's just like what you in there for. You know, like what was just that time in his life must have just been like such a low point. But you know, maybe he was trying to, you know, Buddy, that ran that I think he ran for like, was it House of Representatives or something?
Oh, I saw that. You talking about dude that ran the cows?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did run for something. I forget. I remember.
Didn't he? Was it him that passed beforehand?
He did. He did die, I think. Which, by the way, great life.
Back.
Way to live it to the most while you on here. Because I remember on the show, you for sure fucking some of the workers.
Yeah, he had like, you know, his bottom chick.
Yeah. His main one. But they was doing like threesomes and shit like that.
Yeah. What's it called? That reminds me of bro, you seen what is that show called? Tiger King?
I know I did never see it. It was crazy. I did never.
Oh.
You know what it was? It was so like everybody told me about it when it was happening. So I was like, I felt like I didn't even really need to, like I knew about the plot line and all that.
Right. Yeah, like it was a crazy show to watch. Like one of the guys, his name is Doc Andel, he pretty much lived like that. You know, he had his bottom chick, and then the rest of the chicks were living in the little outhouses around him. You know, they were all like younger people. Like, but you know, I feel like the documentary might have hyped it up because I like looked at his page and it's like one of the chicks was like his son's wife, you know, but they didn't really mention stuff like that. But it just reminded me of that though, just thinking about how like, yeah, you know, when these pimps, you know, they gotta have their bottom chick and then, you know, they're gonna do what they gotta do with everybody else. But
Basically.
have you seen you said what?
Oh no, I was just saying that's so like people try to make it seem like being a pimp is just the easiest job. Like, no, you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta take care of these women and, you know, make sure they're safe, give them a spot to eat, give them clothes and all that.
Right.
I got sympathy for the pimps.
Nah, it's hard out here for a pimp, man. You ever read? Well, I never read it, but I've seen like a documentary about like iceberg tea.
I've heard of him.
Slim.
Yeah. I've heard of him a bunch of times. I know Jay-Z used to call himself that as like one of his aliases when he was first up. I know Chappelle, he had like a long joke about him. Not a joke, but you know how he'll do like the speeches as jokes but not really jokes. Yeah, like one of those about him.
Okay, I don't remember that.
No, it was not in the last special on this was a few years ago. It was like he put out like 2 specials at a time. It was one of them.
Okay. Yeah. I remember watching a little documentary. He was talking about like, you know, the key to pimping and stuff, and he was talking about how you gotta break the chick, but then you gotta like, you know, love her, like, you know, like pretty much show her love to reel her back in. And like, yeah, you know, it's like up until the point when you show her love, you just gotta demean her and stuff. I was like, bro, it's like I could never do it.
It's too much. It's too much mental manipulation. I don't be trying to do all that. Like, and you got to put your hands on them, and it's just I'm good on that, yo. I'm straight. That shit not even really worth it for real. I mean, you can make money because it is some pimps that like really, really get to the bag. But I'm just not the type of person that's just trying to be smacking women and calling them out their names and stuff like that. Like, it ain't even that deep.
Nah, for real. Have you seen that Buddy he be on those Jumper Sharp?
I watched like 2 minutes of an interview. I didn't watch the whole thing. I know you're talking about though.
Yeah, like he did this he did this like episode with the chick Blue Jasmine, like the
That's
girl
the
who's
yeah. I saw like 2
yeah,
minutes of that one. Yeah.
man, like it was interesting watching it because it was like them arguing. It was a very stupid argument, but like it was like they were both making their points to each other, but neither one of them wanted to hear each other. And so like, and I get what Sharp was saying. He was trying to tell her like, yo, if you're gonna be out here hoeing, baby, do it for real. It's like if you're gonna, and he brought up the example of the chick who was with Donald Sterling. And the dude who's the owner of the Clippers, and how she had properties, she had like 7 cars, she had like all this, she had businesses in her name, all the different stuff. And he was like, yes, it looked like if you're gonna play the game, play it right. Like this is the way to play it. But then her point was like, I mean, like, what if I just want to use the guy for like $1,000, $2,000? That's the game I'm trying to play. It's not like I'm having sex with all these dudes. And it's like, I feel that, but I get him too. It's like, yo, if you're going to do it, you might as well like level up with it. Like, really stack some M's off of this, But she like, hey, like, I'm cool with the little level. I'm cool with 1,000 here, 2,000 here, a little Toyota. I got me a new Prius. Like.
Hey, Pimp C said you either gonna be a prostitute or a perpetude.
Facts.
I mean, shout out to Pimp C for making up his own words.
Right. What's good, Rashad?
Rashad,
I was really trying to slide in and like figure out what was going on.
Oh man, we went on. Yeah, we went from Lamar to prostitution to what I mean.
Well, I mean, you guys went to ended at Pimp C, kind of brought it full circle with Houston and everything like that. But I guess just if you guys want to move on.
Prayers out to everybody and all the lives lost at Astro World. Throw that out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is there what does Travis do from this? What do you guys think is the best kind of move for him? Is it to pay for all 8 funerals? Like what are the moves you think he has to make?
I saw Roddy Ricch say he was donating his proceeds from like whatever he was paid for the show. He was donating to the families. Yeah, he said on his Travis said on his apology he was reaching out to the families to try to help out. So I think more so than that, he got to worry about these lawsuits that's going to come through. Because not even the people that died, like it's people. It says like 300 people injured outside of the people that actually died. So you know what I'm saying? It's about to be a rough. It's not like the area like Ariana Grande had that tragedy at her show, but that had nothing to do with her. Like that was like a bombing or whatever.
Yeah.
This is. I don't know what his liability insurance looks like. None of that, but it's about to be a lot of legal battles for him for like the next couple years.
Nah, that's a fact. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny watching his video. Like that. Like the poly. Man, y'all, this is crazy.
Yo, that jump, man. Did y'all think that was like sincere, genuine? Like, what are y'all thinking, man?
Man, I don't know. It didn't look the most sincere. I ain't gonna cap. It did like,
oh, I love my fans.
Like, bro, I can't believe this. Like, dang.
Man, 8 people.
I do think he feels. I think he feels bad about it. I don't think he's like the most like. Even if you watch interviews where he speaks, he's not like the most expressive person like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. There's a lot of people killing him, and I was like, bro, like, what can the man do? Like, that's a position that you're in, and you're like, the damage is done. What can I do? And so so lose situation. I feel like, and then and then also. Some people just do this when they're stressed out. Other people were like, why is he doing this? They were like reading so much into it. You know how it goes, but yeah.
Nah, I think it was just the part at the end when he is like, yeah, it's like in situations like this, they'll make like a hotline or something, for you to call, like blah blah. He was like, man, and like if you have any information, please just contact the local authorities.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, don't call me, don't hit my line, don't tweet me, none of that. Like, they call them, right? They dealing with this. This ain't my
Please
like.
call Houston Police Department, man.
Like, hey, y'all need the number? Hey, 911, bro. That's all you.
It's like that meme when it's like it's SpongeBob looking for somebody and there's him in the background with a wanted poster. Bro, who do you like? There's nobody to call, fam. Like it's
somebody did this.
Damn, right, somebody did this. Like, no, we know who did it, fam. It's all right. Like the damage is done now. You gotta just try to make things as much as you can. It's just messed up, man. I just feel bad for the parents, really. Like those people that lost their lives. I can't. That's just a hard thing to explain to somebody's parents that the kid died at a concert. Like I seen one lady put up a GoFundMe. She was like, "Yeah, my son died at his favorite artist show."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just real. It's messed up.
And I guess I stumbled upon a thing, doing a drop from probably the greatest hip hop podcast that once was the JBP. What did you guys think this past week when I guess Joe was kind of trolling mid joke or whatever about being bisexual, but people took the clip and kind of blew it up, and Joe Biden comes out as bisexual. Like, how'd y'all feel about that entire thing this week?
When I used to listen to that show, Joe would say so much wilder stuff than that. Like, I can't believe that's the statement that I've heard Joe say some extremely wild stuff.
He just remember. Did you see the episode when he was talking about the wet platinum?
Yeah. Like,
I've
seen him make jokes about Brandy's vehicular homicide. Like, I've seen all types of wild jokes, and that's not his first time joking about being gay on there either. That was like a running joke for a while. So I don't know why this week, out of nowhere, it just went viral. But I don't think Joe Budden is bisexual. I'm pretty sure he was just joking, and Twitter did what it does.
Yeah, he just like, I think him actually saying like I'm bisexual, it's like, and multiple times, because it's like he'll make jokes, but it'll just be like jokes. It's not him saying it, so that's why I probably got picked up. That's why I'm assuming, because he said it's like, yeah, he's been doing this for a minute.
Well, yeah, I guess no one laughed. Like Parks didn't laugh. Like the other times, Worry, Maul, Parks, they all laughed. Like this time, no one laughed. I think, yeah, like you said, Maul.
Yeah, exactly. Like you would have had Maul hit man, that's crazy. Being
bisexual is crazy.
Yeah,
I sound like them all too.
For real. But I feel like, I don't know, like when I saw it, I was just like he's just trying to get some clicks. And then him responding like, I see the news got out, keep spreading, And it just sounds clout hungry. But you know who else is mad clout hungry? His ex, Tahiri.
Yeah.
Did y'all see her response? Like, yeah, I mean, he's a woman beater, but he ain't bisexual. It's like, yo, like,
glad you cleared that up. He beats women, but he's not bisexual. Don't put that on him.
Right. Yeah, she
and then she went on to think about therapy, and she was like, the people who put you in therapy should have to pay for it. And
yeah. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That one clip of like where Buddy had like tried to like choke her or whatever. You remember it was on like, and then Joe had talked about it. It was like dude named like Vado or something like that.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah. That. That clip is so like, I watched that and like the actual clip, I was curious about it, bro. That's one of the most toxic things I've ever seen. Just like, and it's like, I don't condone putting your hands on women, but it's like, bro, if there was a close enough time to do it, it would be like that. Cause it's like, bro, like she threw an apple at this man's head, and it was just laughing about it. And he's just like, fam, like, why'd you do that? But I will say though, like he was wilding because he kept shocking her. So it was a give or take, like, but
was that the clip when she was calling him broke?
I think so.
It was another clip where I saw where she kept calling this man, like she was like, "Yeah, you one of the brokest men I've dated," or something like that. She was clowning him for a while, and then he kind of lashed out.
Yeah,
Like, he was taking it good at first. He was trying to, and then I guess it just finally hurt his feelings. You know what I mean?
yeah. It like it was just she threw an apple like straight at his head, like point blank range, and just like, and so then he was just like, "Yo, you serious?" And then when they all got in the group together, he's still heated because it's like, bro, I just got hit by an apple, and then she making a joke about it, like, and then like that's what like triggered him, and I'm like, that's why like you did overreact, but at the same time, I would have been feeling some type of way too, though. I wouldn't have did like nowhere near as much of what he did, but it's like I don't know. Sometimes people just gotta be understanding of what they doing. It's like you kind of, I feel this is the time we could kind of transition to that Kanye conversation. Like he was talking about how like he feels Drake does like throw stones and then hides his hands. Like, but I feel like I'm not
I
in it.
agree with that.
Yeah, but I feel like it goes both ways. I feel like it just obviously goes both ways because we've heard Drake talk about it on the just how like Kanye saying like, yeah, Drake doing this little stuff to troll me, blah blah blah. But then it's like Drake at the same time feels the same way, just like because the boopity scoop beat, you send it to the man thinking that you finna make a song and then you just drop that on there. Like I'll feel like, bro, you trolling me. Like you really playing with me. So, like, but just more of the story is just like sometimes, like, I hate those people. Like people who do that. It's like they sit there and try to act like they not doing nothing, but then it's like it's like me and you both know what's going on, and it's like, but it's, huh?
They play victim.
Exactly. But yeah, man, like seeing, I feel like, but that's why it's hard for me to like listen to Kanye because it's like yeah, I'm a Drake fan, so it's like I know it may seem a little bit biased, but then it's at the same time I'm hearing you say all this other BS about these other people that's in the interview as well. But it's like because I'm like, brother, thinking about like Big Sean, John Legend, Pusha T, like you talking about you put Jay-Z in the group chat with all these people talking about I'm worth more than all y'all combined. I still think he fudging the numbers because he kept raising his net worth as he was talking. It went from like 6 billion to like 9 billion. It's like
Did you see that clip of it was like your homies when the woman walked in and then he was like, yeah, I was in Ralph Lauren with Steve Jobs talking to Oprah.
right. Like, yeah, that I will say though, he says some really good, like interesting and like I think like profound stuff on there that, like when he was talking about how his son had homework and was trying to do the math problem and then like the answer that he kept getting was wrong. But turns out that the question was wrong. So yeah, and he was like, his son was crying and all sad, and he was like, no, like, and he was like, he's like, no, we're not gonna be okay with this because this is programming for you to get pulled over by the cops one day for no reason and just thinking it's okay. This is programming for you not getting the job that you deserve because they give it to somebody less qualified and you just being okay with it. And I was like, dang, like, I don't know, like that was a good point. I'm like,
I mean, Kanye's son's never gonna personally have that problem, but still, like I understand the premise.
I mean, he's still a black man in America, bro. So like, but yeah, even if you an N-word in a coupe,
You feel me?
That's a bar.
Hey, no, I didn't agree with everything he said in the interview, but as far as the overall interview, it was a great interview. That was probably the most normal I feel like Kanye looked. I mean, outside of the haircut, which is crazy, but that was probably the most normal that he's looked and sounded in a long time. That sounded like normal Kanye. He was kind of irrational, but that's Kanye. Like Kanye, he does stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree. Like I said, as far as I can't say Just Blaze is a copycat. Like I can't go that far. Just Blaze is a pretty legendary producer. I'm not gonna say that man was You know what I mean? And Jay spoke on that too. Like that was the theme of the album was soul samples. So it wasn't like he was just copying Kanye. You know what I mean? I did find it weird. Like Big Sean had posted the picture.
Yeah,
of him
like
and
during the
Hippo after
interview,
the interview.
while it was premiering, he posted that.
So that's kind of weird. If you did see this man after you gave this interview, and you was chopping it up with him and acting like y'all was cool and all that, that's pretty weird. Like if we talking right now, and then I see like one of y'all go on an interview, like, yeah, I never really liked Jelani like that. You know, we should have did the podcast together. I'd be like, damn, bro, like we just
The worst mistake of my career was
so,
making 1 a.m. with Jelani.
yeah,
And
like
Mo
damn,
knows,
dog.
yeah,
Like,
and you stand up and then you hold the casket. Put this on my tomb. Worst mistake. So yo, that's
but
wild.
even with that, that's Kanye. Like that's a Kanye ass statement to make. I don't agree with it, but I don't know. It's just Kanye being Kanye.
You call them the Ben Simmons of rap.
Crazy.
But I ain't gonna lie. One thing he did say though, I'm like, bruh, I don't know. He on some BS. He was talking about, man, like I don't need to buy a house. I don't need the home. My home is when I FaceTime my daughter. I was like, what, bruh? Like, I don't know, just him like, and then him talking about like, I could go get, like you talking about my kids, they gonna have this impression of me. It's just like, how about you just be a dad in their life? How about you just be present? It's like for you to make the comment that my home is when I FaceTime my daughter, that means that you're more content with being away from her and just like, oh, we FaceTime, that's good. I saw your face, you saw my face. It's like, bro, like, and I don't know, it's like I've always been curious about how he is as a dad because I see Kim with the kids all the time, But it's like, I would say previously you'll see them all together here and there, but you'll always see Kim with the kids. So it's like makes me wonder like how active is he in his children's life, Like, but I guess, he's always on the go, always, trying to achieve these big things. So he's like, hey, as long as I'm FaceTiming you, it's good enough. But what you say, Rashad?
I was about to say, have you seen that TikTok of the clip of the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians with Kim and North in the car? And North is like, Mommy, why are there always cameras and people taking pictures of us when we step out? And she's like, well, Mommy is Kim Kardashian and Daddy is Kanye West. Kanye is a great musician, producer, rapper, and artiste. And Mommy just has too many talents, too many to name right now. but yeah, like you said, it was just Kim and the baby at that point, and she's always with the kids and stuff. So that is something to kind of look at, and that is an interesting note that you picked up from it. I think it's like all Kanye interviews where like he rambles, he jumps from topic to topic, but in there, like there's a couple things that you hear and you're like, yo, that's a really good point. Like I didn't think about that. And then there's other times where you're like, okay, bro, tweaking. And like Jelani said, I think it's just kind of the most honest we've seen him, because I feel like the way he was talking, which he said, is the way he talks off camera, of saying those things about, because even with the Big Sean thing of saying all that, Big Sean was the worst decision of my life, and then going outside hugging him and smiling in pictures with him, the same thing of him saying Soulja Boy's top 5 most influential rappers of this generation before saying his verse was trash. So I don't know. I think
Also he told Soulja Boy he liked the verse.
Like, yeah. I forgot about that. That's what he went on Aiden and said that. Shout out Aiden.
Yeah. So then that's weird. So I don't know, man. It's just like Kanye being erratic isn't a thing that I look at as being necessarily like a good or a bad thing with him. It's just like that's him. He does erratic stuff. Like he'll contradict himself. It's just, you gotta let him be Kanye. Regardless of what he does, I just need the first 5-6 albums. I'm good. Like you gave me that, I'm straight for life. I'll be listening to those till I'm 80. So if you make another fire album, cool. If not, cool. You already gave me enough heat.
Facts. Yeah, like musically, I'm not really looking for much more. You know, like, 'cause I'm like, yeah, you said, like, I feel like you satisfy me musically.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm good.
yeah. But, you know, I just think it just sucks sometimes, like, hearing him talk, like, because I just feel like listening to him is like, he pushes narratives that's like, you know, maybe in his mind he feels the truth, but it's just like also with him talking about like, yeah, you know, that's still my family, you know, that's still my wife, you know, she coming back, you know, this and the other, and it's like,
He's talking about his girlfriend.
yeah, like, bro, exactly, you know, and then it's like, and then, you know, it's so ironic you seeing Kim Kardashian now with Pete Davidson, you know.
Yo,
uh,
at what point do we talk about Pete Davidson on that level, bro? At
yeah,
what point?
He only got 2 so far. It was like, nah, that's a big 2. Don't get it twisted. It's a big 2. Ariana and Kim K. Like
His other ones was some nice. It was nice work too. I mean, they might not have been famous to that level, but it was some
Oh
nice work
no.
too.
Oh yeah. I don't know his like other women like that. I don't I'm far as the notable ones though. I mean, that is a see be able in the same lifetime they would say like, yeah, you know, Ariana Grande and Kim K. Like you definitely could do worse.
facts.
You know what I mean?
I take it back. I just pulled up some of his other work. I take it back.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like,
I was saying I didn't know about the other
I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to pull it up.
like, other than Carly
I take
Aquilano.
it.
No,
Yeah,
he's normal white women.
Nah,
Now, the only other chick that I would say was bad that I know he dated. Hold on, is that Halsey?
where
Who?
I ain't
All
gonna
of
lie to
those
you. I
names
don't know
I've
how
heard
Halsey
forever
looks.
and don't know what she looked like.
This is this white woman saying that she mixed.
Oh yeah. I think that's Halsey.
I be seeing her tweet about the Lakers and stuff like that.
Yeah. She has an entire page dedicated to uh dedicated to what?
The Lakers.
Dedicated to talking about the NBA. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm sorry.
What's it called? She's mixed, and she talks to, like, she wrote in an article one time. She talked about how growing up she like endured like just discrimination. Like what she was saying, seeing her dad having discrimination, and then guys asking her like why her nipples are brown. Like, yeah, it was like I was like, fam, you don't really, I guess. You know, it's like I'm not trying to take away from, you know, anything that you dealt, but it's like I'm pretty sure you've walked into rooms and been fine. Like, yeah, but that's neither here nor there. But the only chick that I know that he dated that I thought was actually cute was Carly Aquilano. Like, that's when he
Oh, I
first
know you're talking
started.
about.
From Girl Code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was dating one of the other co-stars before him.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Pete got her up off. That's when he was still.
You said what?
That's when he was still kind of young and swaggerless at the time.
Right.
Before he was.
Yeah, he was like 19 during this.
Yeah.
He got famous early.
Yeah, he went to SNL at 20.
Shout out to Pete Davidson, man.
Yeah. Shout out Pete Davidson. You know, happy for him. You know, but Kim Kardashian, that's a big W.
It's only, but you know what I mean. That's like bringing somebody out of retirement. Like,
yeah,
you're the first one. It's like he like Kwame Brown on the Wizards. Like you got to play with Jordan.
Wizards, yeah, man. But I guess next thing. Oh, you guys want to keep talking about the Kanye interview, or is that adequate enough?
I was gonna say you want to keep talking about Pete Davidson's sex life.
Nah, I'm cool off Pete. I appreciate it, Pete.
I'm trying to think, was there any other takeaways that I got from that interview? I think that was pretty much it. Like, he, you know, it was a good interview, as you say. It was the most normal, and it's like he did say, I just think it just like some of his opinions on, like, especially like the people and stuff like that. That's where I was really just I didn't really agree with. I felt like a lot of the other stuff that he was saying for the most part was pretty just like, it wasn't bad, you know? And it really made me think about, like, he definitely probably thinks at like just a completely different level, just because of the rooms that he is able to walk into. It's like you can't deny him that, you know. It's like he doing all these name drops of like, yeah, I'm with blah blah blah, and I'm with Oprah, I'm with this person, but it's like realistically, like yeah, like most people would like say this to try and be cool, but he's like, nah, these are really just the rooms that I'm in, you know.
Right.
Like,
Kanye name dropping don't feel like when the local dudes be like, yeah, I was at the studio with Young Thug last night. Like, nah,
right.
Kanye is just as rich and powerful as not as rich as Elon Musk or nobody like that. But as far as some of the people that he was naming being around, he's just as, if he's not as rich as them, he's just as culturally important as they are. You know what I mean? There's no room where Kanye could walk in at this point where it's a celebrity bigger than him. Like, I don't think I'm not talking about money wise or popularity wise, just as far as a brand name, Kanye West is one of the biggest celebrities on earth. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts. And, like last thing I'll say, just kind of, going back to what I was saying with, he talking about how like Drake does X, Y, and Z, and then like, and try to act like he doesn't do anything. But it's like, even during that interview, I feel like he talked about how he was doing stuff to him, like in the sense of like, yeah, like I know for a fact I made him push his album release back. It's like I know for a fact it was already done, this, that, and the other, and it's like, so like, it's like little stuff like that. It's like you make that little comment in the midst of everything, but it's like you go on long tangents about the other stuff that's being done, but then it's like you kind of just slide that in there, which is honest, but it's like yeah, like, and that's why I say it's like it's hard for me just to like feel like, yeah, man, Kanye, you just out here getting bullied. It's like, nah, like, hey, he said professional rap. Like it's a high level. It's like the tit for tat ain't gonna be the same. So yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, my favorite part of the interview when he was just talking about like rap music, when he was just giving like his theories, and like we was talking about like Scarface or
Yeah,
Beanie Siegel, just stuff like that. Like that was really dope to hear. Because it's just dope to know he. Obviously, we all know Kanye is a hip hop fan because he's, what I mean, he's Kanye. Like we know he.
Kanye West.
But it was dope to hear him just talk about normal rap stuff for a while. I don't remember the last time where he just talked about. He's talking about Lil Baby and the Baby and Roddy Ricch and stuff like that. Like that was cool.
Yeah, in detail. Like, like it was like the Joe Rogan podcast. It was a good interview, but it was like all about him and like his campaign to be president and stuff. Like you said, this one, to hear him talk about like Rakim and Talib, like who he did. But I mean, like, but it was still nice just to hear him talk about like real rap stuff that you can have with real hip hop heads, like a Nori and stuff like that. Like, I really appreciated that. Yeah, it's something we probably haven't gotten since Sway.
And even back then, he wasn't really trying to talk about hip hop too much. He was trying to
Steve Jobs.
He was trying to let Sway know it ain't Ralph.
It ain't Ralph, though. You don't have the answer, Sway. That was, oh man, that feels
Sway
like a billion years ago.
Listen, Sway was finna, not to rehash the whole interview, but Sway, the Oakland was finna jump out. Sway was finna let him know, like, hey, dog, I ain't these other like TMZ type interviews.
This ain't no show. This ain't no show, dog. We could turn off the lights right now. Like that was.
Yeah, he had to let him know real quick. Like, hey, bro, this is not the show for that. Right. Shout out to Sway and Kanye and Nori.
But yeah, man. You guys want to talk about where can we go from here? You guys want to talk about OBJ? Like where you guys want to go?
I do briefly want to touch on that.
Yeah, let's talk about OBJ. OBJ released from the Cleveland Browns after kind of being hurt earlier in the season. He reportedly had some issues with Baker Mayfield. That's the background information. Jelani, the floor is yours.
I'm seeing, like right now as we record, the 1:00 games are kicking off, but I was seeing like they had certain players in the Ravens. I want to say playing the Bengals today or somebody. It was like, Vikings, I think. Anyway, some of the Ravens players had on like free Odell t-shirts. I'm like, bro, this man is not a political prisoner, yo. Like, I get it. Like his quarterback missed him on some throws that might be frustrating him. They might not have been getting along, but this is not like, y'all keep trying to make this out to be some real like deeper issue than what it is. What's happening with him has happened with a lot of other teams before. We've had teams where a receiver wasn't happy about not getting balls thrown to him. They might not have been as high profile as Odell Beckham, but we've seen this happen before. It's a pretty normal thing in the NFL that happens. I know somebody on the internet made like a 11-minute highlight tape of Odell being open and not getting the ball thrown to him. And it's like, all right, like I understand your frustration. Like you are from a talent standpoint, you are like a great receiver, but it's like, bro, like we don't gotta make this be like this don't gotta turn into like no race issue or no like stop trying to politicize it. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? I'm happy for him that he cleared waivers or whatever. He's gonna be able to choose to go where he wants to go. I just felt like it was a lot of extra talk around it that was just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like I'm glad that he's out of that situation because I feel like you know they talk about how it's been messing with Baker's mental and how you know it just everybody says you know he's a better quarterback when OBJ's not there. And it's like for me, I'm like it's crazy because I'm like, man, it didn't seem like Odell was out there just like he wasn't visibly upset. You know, he was just out there kind of like, you know, it's like he get messy like, dang, all right, you know, walk back to the sideline. I'm not trying to look like a nuisance, but I really felt like, man, Baker was going out of his way to not throw him the ball sometimes. And you know, because I feel like he wants to really kind of show, and I don't know if maybe they had a back and forth before, maybe behind closed doors, like, but it's like that clip, like just the fact that this man daddy was able to post a 11-minute clip of all the times he was open and not getting thrown to, that's kind of crazy. You know, that's a little too much in my opinion, you know? Like, so, but I'm just happy that he's getting away from the situation because it's been clear for the last couple of years that it just wasn't working for him there. But I just don't understand why they didn't trade him. Like, why get no value out of this situation? It's like, you know, you probably this wasn't working for like, this is the third season now, you know? And it's like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. It's like, why would you just let the player go when you could have just traded him like long ago? You could have got at least a second round pick, like, or you know, I guess his value was starting to diminish, so he probably was only going for like a fourth or fifth pick. But I mean, that's why you should have stayed ahead of it because you didn't need him. Like, yeah, man, I don't know, it's crazy, but I do feel like it was overhyped though. Like the whole situation got overhyped. Like, yeah, it's I don't know, man. I just don't like Baker Mayfield, to be honest.
That's what I think.
Did
Is
y'all
like
see?
people don't personally.
Oh,
like
go ahead.
Oh no, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. That's a large part of it. Is that people just don't. There's nothing wrong with that. I ain't saying like you have to like him or anything like that. But people don't like Baker personally, and I feel like people kind of I don't know because people don't like him. I feel like people was kind of like going in on him a little bit harder than I didn't think like he wasn't trashing Odell to the media or nothing like that. I didn't think what he was saying was. All he said something about he said like he wished that Odell would have reached out to him or something like that. There was something along those lines. But my fault for sure.
Odell probably thinking, bro, what we got to talk about, bro? You don't want to throw me the ball. Like, I see the vibes. It is what it is.
But do you think that's what you think he really like was like, yo, I'm not throwing you the ball? Like, I don't know. I just feel like that was due to more incompetence than him having a personal vendetta against Odell.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. I'm like, I don't know how you go a game and only target him once.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
You know, it's like, what you fit every shot?
All I was about to say, it just kind of went with it against Jelani's argument and stuff. Did y'all see the birthday clip that someone from the Browns posted? They were like, "Happy birthday, Odell," and it was like Odell was dancing in the locker room as Michael Jackson Thriller. And in the background, Baker's like looking at him like, "I hate this dude. I cannot stand this man." And someone was like, "Look at Baker's face in the back, LOL." And so like, I don't know. I'm looking at that, and that doesn't help his case that he doesn't hate Odell Beckham Jr.
Hey, maybe we do.
I don't know. You ever had a coworker like you really just despise? I ain't talking about just didn't like. I'm talking about you really like just really did not like this person.
Yeah. Like I've definitely had a couple coworkers that it's just like, bruh, like it's just not working at all.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is like, is like if you interfere with me doing my job, then that's when I get upset. It's like I don't care about nothing else in the workplace except for when you are interfering and making my job harder purposefully, you know? And especially like, you know, me being a server, you know, you be dealing with a lot of little BS where people try to like, you know, take tables. Like, man, my first serving job, this like I remember I came in one day and the manager we had a new manager, and like so the manager, like there was some people who've been there for a little minute. Like I was only working there at that point for like a month or so, but like she was like, yeah, can you just do the floor chart? And so they're making the sections, and then they gave themselves like 7 tables each, and it gave me like 3 tables. And it's like little stuff like that. Like it's like now you playing with my money. Now I'm finna be upset, you know? Like, yes, I've definitely had my disagreements with a few people.
I never had a coworker that I just like hated, but I've had a situation where me and like a woman that I was working with, we got cool outside of work, whatever happened, and then we kind of fell out for whatever reason, and shit just be extremely awkward at the workplace. Like y'all just walking past each other, acting like y'all don't know each other, not speaking and stuff. I've been in that situation, and that was very weird. You know what I mean? I don't think that's obviously that's what happened with Odell and them, but
Yeah,
it just makes everybody uncomfortable because you can feel energy. Say that one time, talk.
I said him and Baker hooked up and it didn't work out.
Yeah, that would be a crazy plot. Matter of fact, somebody should make that TV show.
Yeah. Lil Nas X, make the video for it, bro.
Mm.
that is, he already did it with the Someone to Love. What's the song? I need someone to love.
Oh, I ain't hear that.
I know that video and that song
video
because I went to the Lil Nas X event a couple weeks ago, and like you know, just doing the stuff on him, like the research or whatever, the right stuff. That's where I saw it. You know, his kind of whole.
I did not know he was from Lithia Springs.
Yeah, he from the A, man. He his pop is from Bankhead.
Yeah, I found out when he told.
Yeah, when he told T.I., he said, T.I., we real Bankhead.
Real Bankhead.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was from Bankhead. I knew he was from Lithia Springs in Douglas County, because you know that's my old stumping ground. So when he came back or whatever, it was a big story over there. But yeah, shout out to Lil Nas X. But yeah, man, like that was the main thing of just whole Baker looking at him disgustingly and whatnot.
I saw that.
And the Falcons were driving into the red zone just then. I don't know like what happened. I think they just went to TV break.
I don't even want to hear about that team.
Yeah.
I want to pretend like they don't exist.
Yeah, I heard it. Protect your peace, King. Protect the peace. The Hawks are tripping right now. The Hawks are absolutely tripping. So are the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are tripping. But I guess wrapping up now, is there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on or talk about before we close?
I don't got nothing like super important. Thanksgiving coming up, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell nobody to, you know, if you getting the shot or not, do your thing. Kanye said, I'm gonna steal from what Kanye said. I'm half vaccinated right now. Got my first shot. Second shot coming up a couple weeks. So you know what I mean? Be safe around your family.
Facts. Breaking news, you know, update. Sweetie tweeted, I want some babies. Nick Cannon replied.
I saw that.
Nick Cannon did not. What did Nick Cannon say?
Like a bunch of emojis.
Yeah.
Oh, this man Nick Cannon is a menace to society and the Black community.
Hey, you know what I wonder? Like when we get older, like who's gonna be the older celebrities that be trying to fuck the younger celebrities like 15 years from now? Because like you know what?
Yeah.
Drake is damn near 40. He getting up there. Like,
yeah.
By
Still
this point,
rapping
Jay-Z
about
was
girls in undergrad.
this man Drake said, "You a turned up little thotty, ain't no wife about it." At 35 years old, that's so funny to me, dog. Like I don't know why that's. He got a couple lines on that album that are just downright hilarious.
Yeah, like was it on this album he was like yeah, some like you a baby, I know, shawty.
I
I'm
forget what
like,
song he said that on.
yeah,
I hated, I think.
huh?
I think that's TSU.
Was that TSU?
Black won't be with the bone. Round
Yeah.
with the sun, but the beach,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
He said,
You think Amari be listening to them songs, knowing that some of them by his mama?
he probably we be thinking that he like ashamed of that, or like he probably think it's cool. Like Amari, like I don't know. I don't feel like he really like ashamed of the fact that like Drake is fucking his mom. I don't know if in 2000, whenever we was his age, like 2011, 2012, I don't know if I would have been cool with like. Well, Drake was still the biggest rapper back then, so yeah, I don't think I would have been cool with that when I was a kid. But it's a different era. It's like the social media era, you know.
I think also like probably not the first celebrity to hit.
Well, you know, she was on
Yeah.
the reality show. I don't know if I told you guys that ever on this
I didn't know
podcast.
that.
Nah,
She was on a reality. It was like Hot Basketball Moms. Like that was literally the name of the show.
What?
Amari got his own group,
Yeah.
so he probably just living his life.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to also think like the type of photos that she was always posting. It was always like some swimsuit model type photos, you know. So it's like before Drake, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of always had to deal with that. I don't know though, like, but Drake takes it to another level of like, you know, everywhere you go, people are like, "Oh yeah, that's why Drake." Like, you know, think about all the like your mama jokes, bro. And then like, you know, someone says like specific names that your mom is dealing with. I would be mad, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
offended.
mean,
I don't know about no different time. Go ahead.
But I feel like he probably one of the cooler kids at his school, so it's not even a thing of like. I doubt he got that many people like really to his face on the internet for sure, but I don't think to his face.
Oh, at the games.
Oh,
though.
now at the games, yeah, opposing crowds. Yeah,
You got to think about some of the stuff we said, Jelani. Like
we definitely just had some wild stuff in the crowd for sure.
yeah, but he probably used to it by now. I mean, ain't like his mama just got this body. You know, I'm pretty sure she been looking like that. I mean,
you're fine, man, respectfully.
Yeah, you know, respectfully. But I mean, like,
yeah, it's funny. Me trying to be so respectful of his mom, and his entire statement just turned into talking about how hot his mom is. His daddy used to play in the NFL.
I think about stuff like that often, though. Like my mom is beautiful, but there's a difference between your mom being like beautiful and being like a vixen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom don't have her Instagram. It's just like plants and and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how I feel if my mom was taking like swimsuit pics on Instagram. I think about those kids a lot. Like how does that? Because I know I used to follow this girl. She does like OnlyFans and stuff like that. She got her ass out on like every pic, but it'll be like a pic of her son who's in like middle school, like in between those pics. I was like, bruh, I know he got friends that follow his mom on here.
100%. Oh man, and he's in middle school. That's a terrible age, man.
Terrible. Middle school kids are horrible.
But, yeah. So whatever this is.
He broke it off, or she broke it off?
Hours after Radar broke the story, the two are no more. The 30-something mother of two posted a sultry video of herself on Instagram. Ooh, the model showed off all her curves in an all-black workout ensemble while standing in front. You know, I had to write one of these stories one time, and I felt so emasculine writing it, bro. Like, like, listen to the detail you write about what she posted in the thirst trap. The model showed off all her clothes in an all-black workout ensemble while standing in front of her bedroom mirror. That's a lot of detail just to say she took it. Yeah. I was writing about the tea. I wrote about Chloe Bailey and Gunna being spotted together at the Hawks game. I was
Oh
like,
man, that damn. Shout out to Ghana.
yeah, I felt so. I was like, man, it's crazy. But yeah, she said she looked unbothered. She didn't send no shots. She just posted something. Oh, this is the post? Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna cap. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
She got a strong face.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the first time I saw her. I was like, you know, she's a beautiful woman, but at first glance, it's just like that could easily have been a guy. Like, I don't know.
All right. You know, we don't want to do this to this kid, man. Shout out to Amari Bailey. You know, keep doing your thing. I'm sure you're gonna do your thing at UCLA. You know, you're gonna get to the league in a couple years. Best of luck to you, sir.
It just started off in one place and ended completely somewhere else.
I mean, it's just, you know, like when you doing a lot, you know, it sometimes be looking a certain way. But nah, beautiful woman, respectfully, you know, I'm glad to see them out there thriving.
All right. I think that's that marks the end of the podcast.
Amari and family.
Oh, Bronny, like, what do y'all think about Bronny, bro? Like, is Bronny done? Does he have a chance, like, to make the league? Like, how y'all feeling about Bronny at this point?
I didn't know. Is basketball season's not going on right now, is it?
It's about to start. You know, they did, of course, like the preseason thing where they traveled around the country. You know, I went to the game at Berkmar and stuff. And dress out and stuff. But yeah, man, like it's junior year for him. If he's still averaging 5 points junior year, it might be over for Bronny, bro.
Hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean he gonna be straight regardless.
I heard his little brother was cold though.
Oh, Bryce?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so young, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta wait for those things. Because Bronny's good. Like, Bronny's really talented. He's just like, from the clips I've seen and the games I've seen, he's just not very aggressive, you know? He's a very smart player, you know, passes the ball, you know what I'm saying? But, bro, you got to put up more than 5 points a game. I know you LeBron James' son, so you're going to get to the college or whatever you want, but I don't know, for the league. I don't know. Scouts can see that stuff, though. They can see he has a high IQ and he doesn't care about scoring the most. I just worry about him because it's junior year now. Like, you don't have much more time, Bronny.
Yeah, and then, you know, one of the years was wasted because of injury.
Yeah. Last year he was hurt the whole time. So, yeah, man, it's tough. And then the whole Zaire thing, you know, poor Zaire, but, you know, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Bronny's way better than Zaire, though. Respectfully, Zaire.
And Zaire made it to the G League. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Shout out to that.
Hey.
Shout out to nepotism in the Black community.
Hey.
We never get to see that. So I salute it. I endorse it by all means.
Go ahead,
Mo.
Yellow ball.
Yo, 22, bro. Oh, did y'all see that? Oh, I got to send y'all what LeVar told me. LeVar, he said, what he say? He said he better than Melo.
Melo who?
The Melo ball, bro.
He said Jello is better than Melo?
Yeah.
Who said that?
LeVar.
LeVar said it. He's just trying to keep his son confident. I respect it.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
He said people talk all the time about, you know, his scoring abilities and stuff like that, and how they say like Melo's better than Lonzo because he scores more. And he's like, well, Melo got all the keys. He got the keys in Charlotte. If Lonzo had the keys and with the Lakers, it would have been the same thing. And I was like, yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of agree with that to an extent because I feel like Lonzo is proving that he's still a worthy player, a good player.
He's really good.
Know?
He's not a bust. He's not a bust. Like, I think if anyone calls him a bust, it's just because his dad said he was better than LeBron when he was in college.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that whole you know, it's crazy just all the people from that trade that they tried to make seem like they were just so trash. Like, all of them out there, like, they all hooping, you know? It's
that,
like
that Westbrook trade, I ain't gonna lie, it's looking kind of bad.
That Westbrook, yeah.
Yeah.
Washington, like you said, all them boys on Washington. Well, that's not the same trade as AD, but I like Kuzma. I throw them in that little bunch because they all on the same patch to me.
Like, imagine what the Lakers team would look like right now with Julius Randle, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart coming off the bench. Like,
D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, like all of them, like from that group, were all ballers. But but that goes into the LeBron effect. It's like sometimes, like playing with LeBron, everybody talk about how he's like the ultimate teammate. He makes all his everybody around him better. And it's like he'll get you better shots, but it doesn't always make you better. Like I don't really see. It's like it's not like, and I don't know. Y'all can correct me, but I don't know too many people who just like, oh, I got with LeBron, I had a career year.
Mo
It's
Williams.
like, huh?
Mo Williams.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that one. Mo Williams for sure. Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
Ilgauskas was an all-star. This is a common misconception people have. Ilgauskas was an all-star in 2002 before LeBron James was ever in the NBA. It's time to give Big Z his credit.
Okay, true.
What was his numbers? I'm about to go look at his numbers from that.
Look it up.
Somebody had to be injured though, or something. Because I know it was a lot. That was when it was still like real centers in the NBA.
It was the era of Brad Miller in the East, bro.
Oh yeah,
Brad Miller was really cold with the
Yeah.
Pacers at that time. Who else was a center at that time in the East?
In the East, you might be right. Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal was a 4 at the time.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think who was like a center in the East.
Ben Wallace.
Yeah, Ben Wallace. Offensively.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he didn't
right.
even become like a thing until like 2004. So at 2002, who was it? Who was there? Theo Ratliff. Oh, all due respect to Theo Ratliff. I didn't mean to laugh. That's my dog. Dikembe Mutombo was at the end of his prime in 2002.
Yeah, he made it 02, 03, and then 05 he made it.
It's 2 years without LeBron. He's 2-time All-Star. So,
LeBron was there 05. But he made it without Bron, so I got to give him that for sure.
Yeah, he made it twice without Bron. He made it 02 and 03, right? 02
No,
and 03?
He made it 03, 05.
Oh, so he just made it 03. He didn't make it 02.
No.
I mean, that's technically Bron wasn't in the league yet, though. It was 02, 03 season. So
Yeah. Bron wasn't in the league. That was Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah.
Jordan last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brad Miller was the other center that year, I believe, on the team. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Mo. Go ahead.
No, you good. Like, but that brings me to the point of like since he's left to go to Miami, like, has he improved players on his team?
No.
I can't say improved. I can say he improved the overall team, obviously, but I don't know if there's any individual. Like Kevin Love had to change his whole game to play with Bron.
And Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Chris Bosh too. Kyrie to an extent, but he fit more with – Kyrie was probably the perfect player, I would say even more than D-Wade as far as playing with LeBron. Like that was –
Yeah.
If you want to have a type of player that can – because Russ can obviously get to the basket, but that's not somebody you want taking jump shots and stuff like that. Like Kyrie can make his own offense and hit open threes. That's really like the player that you want next to Bron.
Bro, Russ went 1 for 13 last night.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yo, but that's what I'm saying. Like, look at Washington is thriving. They don't even have a star, but with Kuzma and KCP and Dinwiddie and Danny Avdia coming off the bench, and who else do they have? Bertans, Brad Bill, Brad Bill's their star, I guess. And Trez Harrell, like, them dudes, man. Like, that trade's looking bad. I'm not going to lie.
By the way, my fault, bro.
No, you good. Go ahead.
But I said this before the season, and it's kind of an obvious take now, but Bron is starting to, like, break down a little bit. Like, he wasn't missing this many games at any other point of his career. Now we're looking at 2 out of the last 3 years before this year. Now we're at the beginning of this year. Like, you can't expect him to play at that level consistently.
Hey, but that Rockets game dunk was stupid.
But if he gets injured all the time playing at that level, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool, but if you can't do it consistently at this point, he said he don't like playing short minutes. His body feels worse, so I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's like everybody keeps saying, like, man, but they, they always end up turning it around. It's LeBron, he going like you can't never count him out. And it's like, bro, like at some point we gotta be realistic, man. It's like, cause I feel like with last season, people just acting like last season didn't happen. Everybody want to make excuses for last season, but it's
And the
like,
year he didn't make the playoffs.
yeah, it's like let's be real here. It's like, bruh, like I don't know, especially last season. I'm like, bruh, the injuries was catching up for real, and for y'all to get bounced in the first round, and you was playing, he was there. It's like, and that's when he was supposed to be the healthiest. That's what he set half the season for. Like he was out like 2 months prior to that.
Who was that? What's the boy name? He's Andre Drummond. I forgot he was on the Lakers. Was doing the lean with them, and they was blowing them out. That same series.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like,
you see, AD was out yesterday with a stomach ache.
yeah, bruh. Street clothes, man. That's crazy. Like, he be popping up with stuff I ain't never seen before.
I don't want to like, these are pro athletes. I don't want to say that they be faking injuries or anything like that. That's kind of insulting. But he, yeah, for an all-time great player, he does miss like a lot of games for some real small stuff, bro. Because then he started off the game last night and then he left. Yeah, I don't know. He's not even 30 yet. I don't even think he's 29. Was he like 28?
Yeah,
no, ain't no way, boy.
Because
he was in college in what, 2010, 2011? That was 10 years
He's like
ago.
29. He came in the league 2012.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I know he went right from the.
Did someone get it yet?
He's like 29.
It up right now.
Yeah, he is
28.
Yeah.
I was AD 28. He's
He
been
did that 1 year
since I was like 13, bro.
Nah, it was just that 2012 season, bro.
You know what makes him feel older than what he was? He was on the 2012 Olympic team.
When he was fresh out of college.
Yeah. But that made him feel like he was older than what he is.
Yeah.
I don't even think they do that no more, do they?
No, really.
They did it in 04 with Bron, Wade, and
Bron and Melo, yeah.
Yeah, but before they played in the NBA, they played with USA, I think.
What's it called? Greg Oden.
Oh, I'm capping.
Greg
that was
Oden
right after the rookie season. Greg Oden? Which one?
Yeah. I mean, what year was he?
He was drafted 07.
Yeah.
So was he on like the FIBA team or?
Yeah, because he went on the Redeem team.
He went on the 08 team. He might have played with them the summer before.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got hurt before he got a chance to play any games. But
I
know
so he made the team?
Let's see exactly. I just remember seeing like he had made like back then, because he was supposed to be
that guy.
I was wondering this year if they was gonna have like Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green on the team. Just I don't know if they that good to where you can put them at that level, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had Keldon Johnson on there.
Yo, this year's team I did not get at all. Like, I don't know if it was like Popovich just trying to do some stuff to like mess with people's heads or what, but like the select team was like all G Leaguers, and they called up the G League guys before they called up like actual players like Trae Young and stuff. But I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, man. Trae Young kind of proving them right the way he's starting this season.
Yeah, Greg Oden in 2007 was they put him on the senior national team roster.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know he's on the select team because you remember that scrimmage, that famous scrimmage where KD came down, hit a big shot, and then Kobe hit the game winner with 5 seconds left in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And it was at the free throw line. Greg Oden was in that game. I remember that, but I didn't know he was on the team.
KD should have been on that 08 team too, now that I think about it.
Over Tayshaun Prince?
I get why you put Tayshaun in at that point, but I don't know.
What about Michael Redd? Michael Redd was also on the team.
Michael Redd was on that team. Michael Redd had a few years where he was like...
Yeah, Michael Redd, cold.
He was a hooper for a few
Carlos Boozer was on the team. Darren Williams. There's a lot of dudes that fell off. Darren Williams was that guy in 08, though.
Yeah, at that point. I don't know if Boozer should have been on there, but...
Yeah. But all right, is that it for everybody? Everybody want to go around and say their socials because we went longer than expected.
Did go on this with shout out to I don't know what I'm shouting out. My my Twitter name is _ I was gonna shout out myself. Shout out to Jelani. Nah, _ JELANI. 2 underscores is the N on Twitter.
Hey, shout out to that boy Mo. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at rbmo __. Find me on all streaming platforms at Mo Knows, and find the podcast on anywhere you listen to podcasts at the 1 a.m. podcast.
Appreciate you all for listening. As always, gang. You can follow me on Twitter at NFL